This is a request from Index on what if the Cell and Boo arcs occurred at the same time. For this to happen, Babidi arrives on Earth a few years before age 767, and Shin arrives in age 766, in Trunks' timeline. 17 and 18 devastating cities quickly has Babidi put things on hold as he struggles to find many people to drain. Therefore, Shin's actions occur in April of age 767, where he approaches Goku, Piccolo, and Gohan, and invites them to the 24th Tenkaichi Budokai. Goku tries to scout out the rest of the Dragon Team, Bulma telling him she doesn't know where Vegeta is, as well as Tenshinhan and Chaozu being difficult to find as usual, so only Yamcha and Kuririn join in to test their progress. Gohan effortlessly wins the Junior Division, leaving Videl awestruck. Kuririn beats Punta, and Piccolo is still matched up with Shin. Kami not being part of him makes him very willing to fight, where he finds himself outmatched and gains a more legitimate loss. It's then Kami arrives to ask if Shin is the Daikaio with Kibito, revealing his identity to everyone. Different from the 25th with how the brackets of Mr. Satan's victories would be. Match 3 is instead Yamcha vs Yamu, where Yamcha finally gets a first round victory. Goku is matched up with Kibito, who tells him to become a Super Saiyan, Shin paralyzing him so Yamu can drain his energy, and the Dragon Team then tailing them, except for Yamcha, who has become aware of how little he can do from Piccolo and Shin's battle. Dabura gets rid of Kibito as usual, but is ordered not to spit on anyone this time, with Babidi not being bothered about 4 people joining Shin, and Goku immediately knows how far out of their league they are. The shock of this is also enough to accelerate Goku's heart virus, with Gohan taking him home and giving him the heart medicine. Piccolo is aware he must merge with Kami to have even a slight hope of doing anything, but being aware he still can't face Dabura, has him instead put his attention towards the artificial humans, when deducing why Babidi didn't attack in the future, and that Trunks' prediction has yet to change. Goku soon recovers and brings up the Room of Spirit and Time, where he and Gohan go in and master Super Saiyan. Still, they aren't confident on their chances, with Shin noting the Zetor Sword would be a good shot, if Kibito was still alive. Goku decides to go to New Namek to wish for Kibito's revival, before getting Dende, when not wanting to overuse the Dragon Balls that may be necessary. Piccolo then going into the room, as Babidi's men capture or drain outright Earthlings as energy sources. 19 and 20 eventually appear, with them proving no threat to Piccolo, who wipes them out with no questions, only to regret it when Trunks says these aren't the androids he's looking for. Vegeta is frustrated at Piccolo having far surpassed him, with Piccolo telling everyone of Babidi, while Trunks goes into the room with his father. Goku and Gohan have also gotten used to the Zetor Sword, by enough to be tested with Kachinko, Raw Dai Kaioshin then being unleashed, and being willing to reward them. Gohan goes through the ritual, while Goku chooses to return to Earth in case he can hold back Babidi's forces enough to reduce casualties, along with a gifted power-up, not being his style. Trunks and Vegeta then go to oppose Babidi, but are utterly outmatched. Babidi seeing Vegeta will make a worthy pawn and controlling him, while Trunks is forced to flee with a Taioken. It would be here initially that Trunks would go back to his world, defeat 17 and 18, and prepare to surpass Dabura, before Cell's unexpected attack is capable of catching him off guard, with his use of the Taioken, for Cell to flee in the time machine to History 1, and put in place his appearance in the past, with Bulma discovering the time machine as usual. In Ginger Town, Piccolo being concerned at yet another unexpected foe causes him to give Cell too many chances, and the draining of his arm as bait powers up Cell enough he's confident in attaining his perfect form. Having figured out from Piccolo's reactions 17 and 18 haven't yet been activated, Cell runs back to the lab and absorbs both. Cell then heads to the Shinden, and, after unleashing their true speed, is able to best everyone there, before Goku tells them that Gohan is preparing to surpass them and Dabura. Cell takes this as a joke when unaware of Gohan's potential, but is interested by the Dabura character mentioned, and and announces the Cell game publicly to draw Dabra to them when struggling to sense his ki. This provides time for Gohan to finish getting his potential unleashed, with Goku telling him to wait, guessing that Babidi will approach the Cell game as a means of draining all the energy he can, so it will be killing two birds with one stone. It's with this announcement that Vegeta tells Babidi it's best to wait to go to the Cell game, while he has methods that will make him of use, being given permission to survey somewhere for a day, which he uses to tell the Dragon Team of it being an act to get him away from Dabra, and go into the room of Spirit and Time. Pushing himself further than usual and being brought further by Babidi, he both surpasses Goku and unlocks Super Saiyan 2. When the Cell game occurs, Vegeta sees Goku has no intention of going first, and chooses to show his capabilities by holding nothing back when beating up Cell. He tries to finish things off with a final flash, when aware Babidi will try using the damage to fuel Boo, but Babidi, examining his mind, has him take control of Cell successfully, and order him to attack the others while Dabra punishes Vegeta, managing to spit on him and cost Vegeta his arm. While Cell attacks the Dragon Team, Gohan steps up to kick Cell, but tells him he doesn't wish to fight, and leaves himself open enough for Dabra to stab Gohan with his energy suction device, which provides more than enough to unleash Majin Buu. It's at this point that Rodai Kaioshin shows how the Potara works and sends Kibitoshin to Earth to heal Gohan. Dabra and Cell insult Buu with them getting beaten. Dabra turned into a cookie after his counterattack, whereas Cell is blasted away and has to regenerate from a single cell to attain their super perfect state. Gohan overpowers Buu, but again takes time to try and talk down his opponent when becoming aware of Buu's immaturity, not being wholly evil. Yamcha clumsily tries to make his exit from those at Zetot TV, hounding his lack of activity in the meantime, which Buu finds funny enough to take interest in him and agree to his request to not destroy anything, to which Babidi uses his magic to harm Yamcha. Buu's rage causes a Bunrei to occur, and for his evil side to take over. Kibitoshin tells Gohan of this, and that it's no sin for Gohan to fight against those that can no longer be reasoned with. As he takes the fight seriously, overpowered, Buu lets part of him be blown off, which he then uses to absorb Cell, who has been assessing the situation nearby, and, when this still proves futile, allows Gohan to destroy much of him with a Kamehameha, while waiting for his guard to lower, and have what remains absorb him. It's with this that Kibitoshin gives Goku and Vegeta the Potara. Vegeta refuses at first, but after Trunks chooses to shield his father from Buu's attack at the cost of his life, Vegeta realizes the importance of their bond and accepts. Super Vegeta still bests Buu, and with a more merciless Vegeta than in the Buu arc comprising him, and concerned at Cell making him stronger after any severe attack through his Saiyan power, Vegeta decides to sacrifice Gohan in order to destroy Buu, with the Goku within him hoping he and Cell can be reborn as a good rival, before the 1 hour time limit is reached, and it's Vegetova. The Namekian Dragon Balls are then used to revive all the good people who have been lost since the Tenkaichi Budokai, which includes 17 and 18 who had yet to take any lives, and both pass into obscurity. Trunks then has his potential unleashed before returning to his timeline, and eventually foiling Babidi. The one of Cell's timeline doing the same when trying his best to defeat Dabra. In the years following the fight with Buu, Yamcha, given the unfiltered truth on what happened at the Cell game, causes millions to gain interest in learning about Ki, as well as those such as Gohan becoming celebrities, much to his chagrin, eventually deciding to write groundbreaking science to add to his qualifications to enter high school, which has Kuririn and Tenshinhan established the Shin Kamisen Ryu and Shin Surusen Ryu, respectively. In this time, Fidel, seeing her father feeling useless in not having the talent to give her a good life, motivates her to try and win the tournament he couldn't, and studies under Tenshinhan as soon as possible. She then seeks out Gohan to help her cultivate her ki better, alongside Goten from Goku. Each of the Dragon Team are motivated to enter, with Yamcha replacing Mr. Satan and Tenshinhan replacing Shin. The outcomes are very predictable until Goku vs Vegeta, where even with both having having achieved Super Saiyan 2 and growing far stronger than at the Cell game, the edge Vegeta had back then is enough for him to stay ahead and gain the satisfaction of a clean victory. Gohan defeats Videl in the quarterfinals despite her talent and efforts, having at least made her the strongest Earthling at that point, with her being aware she couldn't win and having him promise to win for her and her family. Gohan doing so, and the two ending up together soon after. Videl also requests to go through the ritual Gohan did, and gets her potential unleashed. Vegeta, though not becoming aware of the difference that often keeps Goku ahead, with events having not allowed Goku to do so, does open up to his life with his family as usual. As for Cell and Buu, Enma reincarnates them as a composite soul due to Buu's makeup at the time of death, with him not being purely evil, causing it to take longer, and him ending up the same age as usual. Taking into account Super though, Moro having his magic unsealed 7 years earlier causes him to start searching for new Namek in age 773, or a year before that Budokai would occur, causes Beerus to wake up early when it becomes a nightmare of Moro wiping out his rival, and events go similar to another What If I've done you should check out after this. Beyond Videl playing a proactive role in facing Frieza's forces, taking Buu's place in the Universe Tournament, where sparring with Piccolo fought allows her to throw Botamo out of the ring, but being beaten by Frost, as well as her and Yamcha taking 17 and 18's places in the Tournament of Power. She prepares Gohan enough for it beforehand, which has him progress far more to the point he has a decisive victory against Kefla, while Videl does well enough to fight Ribriam before being taken out by Damon. Frieza still causes the events with Broly to happen. Granola wishes to become the strongest in universe, but Gas doesn't gain the same wish. When the Heaters never got data on 7-3, Monaito instead telling Granola the truth, with him targeting the Heaters, before searching out Frieza and being eliminated. Superhero occurs as usual, and how things go from there we'll have to see. Super aside, Goku still fights Oob, whose potential is far greater, with Cell part of it, to the point that, in the GT continuity, Goku is forced to go all out with Super Saiyan 2. GT then goes near enough the same until Oob fights Baby, where him having even greater power than Buu would gift him here allows him to overpower Baby, but he decides to still let himself be eaten to attack him from the inside, in case there's a way to save Vegeta. The Baby arc continuing as normal. Frieza instead teams up with Cold in Hell to use the Hell's Buster against Goku, and Kuririn not ending up with 18 saves him from 17, but also means 18 has nobody to stop her getting her mind controlled, with her being dismantled by Vegeta when the 17s fuse. Oob is strong enough to stay in the fight until Goku arrives, with him being the one to become aware of Super 17's weakness and help Goku defeat him. After this, the Evil Dragons arc is unchanged, other than the additional assurance that the next generation will defend Earth through many more who can use Ki having emerged. It's here we see that, despite the opinion emerging in recent years that the Cell and Buu arcs have enough similarities they should be combined into one, that idea would result in many aspects of character growth, theme exploration, and parallels being tarnished through this less gradual approach. Thank you for having watched through this What If. Comment your own requests, subscribe to not miss them and more, and check out some older ones. On the subject of necessary differences between the Cell and Buu arcs, you may want to watch this older analysis on the Majin Buu arc's conclusion.